AMA Group, proudly wearing Rural Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 147, the white hat, the good guy there, and looking at live cattle futures and the beef trade overall. You like the what's going on here, you told me.
Oh, yeah, no, I think, Mark, we talked about this at length, over the last few weeks, and we were looking for a level to hold, which was 110 in the fats and like 136, 137 in the feeders, and sure enough, we're getting that rally. And I actually like the way that the fats are acting a little bit better because they're going up a little bit steadier and not quite as big a jump as the feeders. But overall, I'm looking for spots to buy. I'd say, if we can get back, if we see a pullback back to 112, I'm going to buy. If we see a pullback in feeders to 136, 137, I'm going to be a buyer, maybe even 140. I like the spacer. I think we're going higher. I think that you're going to see a lot of action. Again, once again, we had a little bit of a panic on the street. Guys are selling below cash, and all of a sudden, here we are back up again, because typically once the panic is over, the real markets resume, and here we are moving our way higher, and I think you're going to see at least 145 print here. You probably get a little resistance there in feeders, and you might have an outside chance at 120 in the fats before we probably see a little bit of a pullback.
Very good. And what about those outside factors? You mentioned the commodities and economics, the financial markets, everything kind of in a mess, and to use your words. How does that play into livestock?
It doesn't play as much, because it doesn't play as much in the grains either, except grains are much more active. In livestock, it plays a little bit, but, we talked about this before. People got to eat, and they're going to eat, and in times of trouble, they're going to try to eat better. So I think that it plays out fine, but overall, we've seen the action. They really didn't get that affected. The only time that the livestock was affected by this news was just the first print out of the market on Friday, but after that, they basically rallied straight up since then.
All right, and then lean hogs, one last look for our folks in the pork trade. Your thoughts there as we head to July?
Well, I think 82 is still the number, right? I mean, we knew that we were in trouble at 89 when we couldn't get above. So now 82 is the level. If we can't hold 82, I think that the formation doesn't look good. I think there's some trouble here. Now, I'm not bearish, obviously. I'm not going to sell down in the hole here. But 82 is a key number. If we can't hold here, then I think you got to start to look for a spot to sell, because I think they're going to go much lower from there.
Very good. One last look. I'll give the numbers, and we'll talk to you tonight on our Rural Evening News.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Todd Horwitz, live from Chicago. Here are the numbers. Live cattle futures. First of all, one last look as we head to the top of the hour. The August up $1.10, 113.82. Feeder cattle up even more. Todd Horwitz likes the way the cattle are slowly moving higher, very steady. We are seeing a lot bigger advance in the feeders. August up almost $2.50 at 143.15. That's still more than $1 below where they were at the top today. And our hog futures under minor pressure, to call it that. July down 20. August more active is down 78 points at 83.20. So we'll have an update and the closing markets tonight on the Evening News.
All right. Thank you very much.